The biggest question mark I have looming over this game, we could talk about the high-powered offenses on both sides of the football between the Chiefs and the Bengals. But my question was this: does the Honey Badger play? He got hurt in the Chiefs' comeback victory, and the Chiefs' seesaw back and forth victory, I should say, against the Buffalo Bills. He is going to be absolutely vital for this Chiefs defense. If he's not on the field, I think that could be a key difference in Sunday's game between the Bengals and the Chiefs. That's the biggest question mark I have looming over all of this as we record here Wednesday morning.
He was on the field when they lost in Cincinnati. So for me, and that's my dog, Honey Badger. So for me, it don't matter. It's Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? I thought the Super Bowl last week was the Super Bowl, and it was the AFC, divisional game. That's how good Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes played. That's the shootout. And what we saw last week was if you give anything under 15 seconds to Patrick Mahomes, he got action. and that's exactly what he did. It's just they got somebody who's a little bit cool on the other side, and his name is Joe Burrow. And that's how the Cincinnati Bengals team feed off of their offense. Not only their offense, but one guy, and that's Jackpot Joey. What I think we don't talk about enough for the Cincinnati Bengals is their defense. Their defense have whatever personality you want their personality to be. If you need their defense to stop a Patrick Mahomes during the regular season and kind of put a shell over or kind of put a roof over Tyreek Hill and his cousins and his homeboys, Hardman and Nicole Kidman and all them guys and Travis Kelce, it will. If you need to put a wall up to stop King Henry and company and Foreman and company so they don't break loose and run wild, they will. So I look at their defense as chameleonaires. They can change and go with the flow. They can adapt to your mindset. If your mindset is you want to run the ball and make a statement, you're not going to do it. If your mindset is, man, we're going to air this thing out, take the top off the roof and make this hard top a convertible, you're not going to do it. They're going to wind up making that thing a hard top. So I just don't think right now we give enough credit for the Cincinnati Bengals defense. We ain't even going to talk about the offense, which I know you're about to talk about. We ain't even going to talk about the offense, but, man, we definitely got to talk about how they've been stout in their defense. Jackpot Joey if he get them points that Josh Allen put up, I think it's all the way Cincinnati Bengals. It ain't even going to be an issue.
I just want to clarify for our listeners and viewers, Ike. McCole Hardman is on the Chiefs. Nicole Kidman is the gorgeous actress. So it's still early for you. It's okay. I do it all the time. I get my names confused all the time. But that's why I was laughing earlier.
Let me wake my brain up a little bit, Mark. Hold on. Okay.
No, you're right, though, because the Bengals did beat the Chiefs earlier this year in Week 17 on January the 2nd. 34-31 was that final. However, that game was in Cincinnati. And the Bengals both the Chiefs and the Bengals needed that game. The Bengals needed the game to get into the playoffs and win the AFC North Division. But remember at the time, the Chiefs were fighting for the 1 seed in the AFC. And with that loss, it knocked them down, and Tennessee ended up taking the 1 seed, which is how the regular season ended up shaking out. After that game, it was Patrick Mahomes who went up to rookie receiver Jamar Chase and says, keep it going. We'll see you in the playoffs. So this is now a rubber match where Bengals are going to have to try to beat the Chiefs twice in 1 year, which I'm going to ask you about the difficulty of beating a team multiple times in a season, not, just twice here in this matchup. But when we're talking about 49ers Rams, you're talking potentially 3 times once we get to the NFC matchup. So as a former player, how hard is that, Ike, considering you're going up against some of the team. They know what you're going to do. You know what they're going to do. How hard is that as a player?
It's just a bare knuckle fight. You didn't watch all the tape you needed to watch.
Yeah.
It's just, okay, they might have 1 or 2 wrinkles, but they still going to run the same play. But I just go back to when we won the Super Bowl and we had to wound up beating the Baltimore Ravens. Matter of fact, I was just with Ed Reed last night smoking a one-of-a-kind cigar. Make sure y'all go check that out. I tell you, one-of-a-cigar.
HowardGCigars.com.
I appreciate you, Mark.
Yeah.
We was talking last night. It's hard to beat a team 3 times. So we wound up, that time we won the Super Bowl, we wound up beating the Baltimore Ravens 3 times. And for us, on the 3rd time, our mindset was a fist fight. This is exactly what we doing. We just about to take the gloves off and we just about to go bare knuckle with it. The same thing with the Cincinnati Bengals. And I think there's no cockiness to this team. There's no arrogance to this team. It's a lot of confidence. And I really and truly Bleav it's because Jackpot Joey. You know, when you look at Jackpot Joey, not only on the field, to get sacked 9 times in a football game, not catch a temper tantrum, not blame his offensive line, not point the finger. Every time he came back to the sideline, he like, bro, just give me one more extra second, you know? And you're looking at a depleted offensive line like, dang, can y'all even get right on this Tennessee Titans defensive line? And they're like, man, we're going to get right as long as we got Jackpot Joey. And I think Jackpot Joey just set the tone, not only for their offense, but for their organization. And the pick they hit with Jackpot Joey, he's definitely a jackpot lottery for them guys, because he's going to be good for a long time. So I might as well just go out on and say, even though I think it's hard to beat a team twice, let alone 3 times, and I'm talking about beating the Kansas City Chiefs as well, because it's just so hard to keep them guys under wraps. Patrick Mahomes and company, eventually they'll break out. And Coach Eric Bieniemy, the OC for the Kansas City Chiefs, and Coach Andy Reid, as far as like play calling, they're probably the 2 top play callers in the world. If you just look at formations and how they get guys the ball and the way they get guys the ball, if you look at that game against the Pittsburgh Steelers and against the Buffalo Bills, you're like, how many plays you can come up with, Coach? How many formations you can come up with? How many guys you can get the ball, Coach? So they're other than Patrick Mahomes, and he always looking for a Travis Kelce, as he should, or Tyreek Hill, or just spreading the love. You want to talk about world peace? That's exactly what Patrick Mahomes does, and Coach Eric Bieniemy and Coach Andy Reid on the offense, they spread nothing but peace and love, because everybody get to touch that ball if you're a football player. Whether you're a Pringle, the second-string running back, or whether you're 17, Harmon, the receiver, and you're the third receiver. Man, everybody just getting love over there. And what I like about the Kansas City Chiefs is, you know, Patrick Mahomes, he don't mind spreading the love. You know, he don't mind going out and lining up wide as a wide receiver because he know Travis Kelce about to throw a touchdown. He don't mind sitting behind Travis Kelce because they about to run a run action, RPO, because they about to give the ball to Tyreek Hill, and that shuffle pass gonna go under a touchdown receiving record, receiving stat for Travis Kelce. He just don't mind. And it starts with that guy right there. So, but at the same time, man, you got a traditional, old school, somewhat mobile against the Tennessee Titans when it's 3rd and 4. Jackpot Joey had to scramble and get to that first down to continue the momentum for the Cincinnati Bengals. That's Jackpot Joey. So just to kind of sum it all up, because I know you won't ask me, I got the Cincinnati Bengals going into Arrowhead and stealing this win, all because Jackpot Joey and that defense for the Bengals.
Excellent. I'm going to go against you, Ike. I'm picking the Chiefs at home, and I know you've told me how difficult it is playing at Arrowhead for how loud it is. I think that home field advantage in the playoffs is going to be a key differentiator. 4 consecutive times the Chiefs have hosted the AFC Championship at Arrowhead. That's never been done in the history of the NFL. And I think that the Chiefs are just a team coming off that monster comeback win against the Bills. I think they're going to keep it rolling and go to yet another Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes and company. So I'm going to take the Chiefs at home to cover that 7-point spread, Ike. But man, like you were talking last show about the AFC quarterbacks, Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert, Josh Allen. We are in for a treat yet again. 3 o'clock Eastern time on Sunday, and this is going to kick off conference championship weekend. I just hope it lives up to what we saw in the divisional round, Ike, because if it's anything like that, we're in for a treat.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, bro. I mean, what Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes did last week, bro, that's and usually I say instant classics. I had to watch it twice, Mark. So I watched it the night of, and then in the morning, I wound up watching it again on my phone on Game Pass. I'm like, man, it's like what I watched last night, was that for real? Like, ain't no way. But yeah, that's just. But we about to watch the same thing again because Joe Mixon and company. We sleeping on Joe, and that's one thing. They can hold the ball.
The other Joe. Yeah.
Yeah, they could. The Cincinnati Bengals, if they want to hold a clock for between 4 and 6 minutes, they definitely can with their running game. So let's not be. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs, they got a trio sitting over there of receivers, and one you add Travis Kelce as a tight end with that trio. But God dog it, so does the Cincinnati Bengals. They got a hell of a trio between Higgins, Boyd, and Jamar Chase. So we shall see.
We get to see the deuces from Tyreek Hill again. I love how disrespectful that was, especially considering the defender who was chasing after him was ahead of him when he flashed the deuces, and he still goes running right by. So I hope we get to see that again. One of the most electrifying players I've ever seen with the ball in his hands.
Cheated like, man, no disrespect, but I'm about to disrespect you. That's all that piece, man. That piece ain't – How in the world you have an angle on the cat and he outruns that? Then he shoots the peace, love, and happiness, the peace sign. But ain't nothing peaceful about this peace sign when he's on the field. It's very disrespectful. You gotta love Cheetah for that. Basically, Cheetah saying, God gave me some fast-ass, quick twitch muscles that you ain't got, and I'm about to leave you.
When I was a kid, we used to call it fast. Like, it's like, oh, he's fast. Is he fast or is he fast?
So y'all talking New Orleans talk right there. Because when you good at something, we say it twice. Like, bro, he good? Nah, he good, bro. Yeah, that dude, he like you said, he fast now. He fast. He fast. So y'all talking that New Orleans talk when you from. So if I ain't know no better, I think you got a little Southern in you, Mark.
Maybe.